We are back here on the ETBU Coaches Show. Mark T. Robinson here with the one and only head women's basketball coach, Rusty Rainbolt. Coach, you guys have another busy week ahead of you. But before we look ahead, we're going to look back a little bit. And word on the street is you picked up a pretty big win for your program on last Thursday night, taking down UT Dallas for the first time in the regular season in your tenure here. But first, just want to talk about, how does it feel to kind of be back into the swing of things after, having a full 2.5 weeks or so with just you and your team, no classes or anything of that nature, to kind of get in the middle of that?
Well, it is definitely different having the girls going to class. But, the best thing about right now is we've got Chick-fil-A on campus. So that line was out the door yesterday, but we got to get a little sweet tea and chicken nuggets, and it's nice to have Chick-fil-A on campus. So everything is good. But, no, it kind of helps our team get back into a normal routine of going to class, going to weights, having practice, watching film, having discipleships, just having class kind of gets us all back on track, because when we were just hooping and doing relationships and playing games and all that kind of stuff, I think we probably wasted more time than we did anything, but it's nice. So. Absolutely.
And as we said at the top here, picking up a big win against UT Dallas, and I just had a feeling, just coming into to tonight, that this is going to be a big night for your team. Of course, going back to Thursday night in the matchup, just had a feeling, they're going to be ready. They're going to come out and pick up a big win. And sure enough, it happened. And just by the way your team came out and challenged the Comets, really played well for much of the game. Just kind of talk about the fortitude of your team and what you saw in that game.
Delos has a fantastic program. Polly's has been in the league a long time and has had built a program that has sustained lots of years and a lot of coaching changes in other programs. And so anytime you're going to play against her programs, you better be ready for a really good competition. They have 3 fantastic scorers, and so we spent all week trying to create a game plan to shut those kids down the best we could. And so I was really proud of our kids, the way we played defensively. We didn't, we played really well defensively and we got the win, but we did not play well on offense, and we definitely didn't take care of the ball as well as we needed to. So there's still a lot to work on. We're definitely not anywhere close to where we need to be as a team overall, but it's always good to get a win. Had a fantastic crowd there that day, and then flipped the script and turned to Saturday, and Ozarks came out and punched us in the mouth right away, and we were down. I don't remember, we were down 8 or 10 points right away, and subbed the first group out and put the next 5 in, and those girls were the ones that brought the energy and got us in that game and stretched the lead and ended up doing a great job. But it was a good weekend to play a great team in Dallas and then turn around and get another win on Saturday against Ozarks.
Absolutely, and just going back to Thursday night's game a little bit there. So you're on the sidelines, watching your team just kind of battle it out. Fourth quarter, things of that nature. Is it creeping into your mind that you're thinking about, man, we could really do this, pull out this big time win? Is that what's going on in your mind, or are you just thinking about possession, at one possession at a time as a coach, or things like that?
Yeah, honestly, I don't. We talk about it as a team. Like we really try not to worry about the outcome. Everybody talks about process these days. It's so cliche, but the reality is if you're going to be the best you can be as an individual, you have to just focus on the moment and not get caught up in the outcome, because the outcome, if you're thinking about it, will apply a pressure that won't help you. And so, honestly, during the game, no, that never was even a thought in my mind of can we do. I knew we could do it. I always feel like the teams that we have can win any game. But in the moment of the game, it was just the thing that we kept saying is, do your job, make winning plays, do things that goes into winning. And so, staying mentally focused, being poised, don't commit stupid fouls, don't turn the ball over, which we did 27 or 28 times. But our message throughout the game is just trying to keep our kids locked in on do your job and make winning plays. Winning plays doesn't have to be a sports center play. It just has to be a play that is what's best in that moment for the team. And so we talked a lot about that and watch the girls, watch Kendra Clark step up and make a huge free throw at the end of that game. And then Taylor Singleton was phenomenal.
Yeah.
She guarded Victoria Payne, their point guard at Dallas, and held her to like 4 or 5 points. And so that just Taylor's defensive effort was amazing. But just seeing how everybody did their job well was really fun to watch.
Absolutely, and we're actually going to get into the dynamic of having her back in just a moment or so. But the player or group of players that I really want to talk about, your second unit this week, I feel like they had some big time plays in both the UTE game and the Ozarks. In fact, they were kind of the key to the whole turnaround in the Ozarks game, I feel like. But when I think about the second unit and when I think about the blueprint of the toughness and the intensity that you want to create on defense, I think about Mallory Stephenson, to be completely honest with you. And what she brings to the table is very, I don't want to say unique, but what I want to say about what she brings to the table for your team is, man, like that's exactly what ETBU women's basketball is about.
Yes.
I feel like she's kind of the heart and soul of the team. Your thoughts on what she brings to the table for your team, Coach?
Yeah, Mallory, first of all, I hope she didn't see this because her head would get too big if she hears me calling that out. But, Mallory is exactly what you said. I'm kind of just a blue-collar guy, country guy, have to be a worker, not talented at anything. I've always tried to build our team on that of just being fast, tough, and disciplined. And we want to be gritty. We want to be tough. We want to be resilient and persevering. And Mallory is all of those things. She's kind of like a bull in a china closet or a tornado out there. I mean, sometimes you don't know exactly what's going to happen, but she's going to make something happen. But she definitely – the cool thing about Mallory, too, is Mallory has bought into – coming off the bench for our team for 3 years. I mean, she has every opportunity and the talent and the experience to start, but Mallory really, really buys into the fact of somebody's got to come off the bench and bring the intensity and energy up. And Mallory and Bianca, Bianca's another one that is kind of the same mold as Mal. And really all of that second group, Anna and Haley and Gracie and Kaya and April, all those girls that are in that second group, they all have bought into the fact when they check in the game, the goal is to bring the intensity up a level and not let it go down because the starters are coming out. And you're exactly right. Mallory did that, but a lot of them did that on Thursday and Saturday. So absolutely,
yeah, there were several really, really solid plays, especially I think they were kind of the catalyst of when we started the second quarter, pushed the lead to, I believe, at one point 12 or 10 or so, and things like that. Anna Moss just running the floor, getting to the right spots and things of that nature. So all around, it was just a terrific weekend for all your players, really.
Well, our team, through 2.5 years of me and Coach Henson being here, that has always been a staple of our program. We had a phenomenal point guard the last 2 years in Sydney Saxton, who was the best playmaker we had. She's probably the best point guard we had for the last 2 years. She came off the bench every single game of her career and did it with a servant-minded heart posture of, okay, if this is what's best for the team, I'm going to do it. It's hard to get kids and parents and fans to buy into that these days. Everybody wants to start. Everybody wants to be the star. Nobody wants to serve and take the role of a servant. But we've had a lot of girls and families that have been willing to say, like, we're trying to do what's best for the team. And Mallory is an epitome of that. Bianca's an epitome of that. April is. Anna Moss, who is phenomenal, started 10 games. The first 10 games of her freshman year last year, she started. And then she came off the bench when Kim and Valerie got healthy. And has come off the bench ever since and does it phenomenally with the servant's heart. So that's just a staple of our team that most programs don't have the luxury of it. We've probably got, 12 starters, girls that could start for this team and every team, but they take the mindset of whatever coach needs, whatever's best for the team, will do it. And it makes our team special.
Absolutely. And it's always fun to watch for sure, Coach. But one of the things that I also wanted to get into, and you brought it up earlier, Taylor Singleton being back in your lineup. What a luxury that is, to have her back. Obviously, you guys.
She's okay.
Absolutely. Spoken like a true coach, by the way. But, the luxury of having her back in your lineup, it brings your team from, you guys were already just a solid team to deal with in this conference. You kind of like here, and now it brings you up kind of like there when she's back on the floor. So just kind of talk about, her dynamic, what she brings, and just kind of her overall effect on what you guys set out to do as a team.
Well, Taylor started every game as a freshman last year, which is invaluable. She has amazing experience. Taylor has amazing confidence. She's not cocky or arrogant at all, but she has extremely high confidence in her abilities, which helps our team. Everybody believes in her. Our seniors, Kim and Amanda and Bianca and April and Tati and Kendrick, they all believe in Taylor, which is good. People have got to follow the quarterback. They got to follow the point guard. And then Taylor is an elite athlete. She is a phenomenal defender with amazing instincts. And losing her, we didn't just lose a point guard, but we lost so much in so many different ways. But the thing that was so amazing is through that time of her being out, all three of our freshman point guards, Molly and Gracie and Kaya, they got experience that they probably wouldn't have gotten if Taylor would have been on the court with us healthy the whole year. But so those girls getting experience, there's no substitute for experience, getting that experience in the first semester, and then being able to add a healthy Taylor back into the mix has only made our team better. Now, we would have liked to not lost 3 of those games while she was out, but I think in the long run, it's definitely going to make us better because those girls got battle tested, they got experience. It kind of fast forwarded their growth because it's hard to win as a freshman with freshmen, but it's really hard to win with 3 freshman point guards and no experience out there. But all 4 of those kids are so different. Molly is the best playmaker of any of them. She's got the ability to break ankles, penetrate, get to the rim, pass the ball. She's by far the best creator of any of the 4. Kaya is ultra competitive. The least athletic of all 4 of them, but she takes care of the ball. That's why we ended up going with her and starting with her, because we knew if we could just take care of the ball and get the ball to the right spots and the right people, it would help our team be the most successful. And Kai is a great leader, great communicator, and an ultra-competitive kid. So I really, really love getting to work with her. And then Gracie is the bigger, more athletic, stronger, fiery, a lot like Mallory, is going to make things happen. Was a little turnover prone early on, but has shot the ball better than the other 2 freshman point guards this year from the 3-point line too, and a fantastic defender. All 3 of the freshman point guards are ultra competitive. But then you add Taylor back in that mix, and you get an experienced upperclassman, an elite athlete, and a kid that's just got a lot of confidence, and it's made our team better because we got 4 drastically different options, but yet they're all have the ability to make us better when they're on the court. So, and the neat thing is too, all 4 of those kids are very, very selfless. If this was a football program, quarterbacks would be transferring out because they want their time. Well, we've played all 4 of them, and we play them together at times, and if they will stick with it, we're going to have 4 playmaking guards. We'll be able to get them all on the floor at the same time at times, or 3 of the 4 on the floor at times in the future. But it just makes our team better. But Taylor has just been a blessing to get back in there because she makes so much things happen defensively that the other 3 aren't equipped to do right now at this point in their career.
Absolutely, and it's funny that you bring up the fact that sometimes you play those point guard sets together and things like that. So, what does that bring to your overall lineup whenever you go to that specific unit? Whenever it's Gracie or Taylor on the floor at the same time, or Gracie and Kaya, Molly and Kaya. What does that bring to your team at that specific time?
Well, it makes us a lot faster in transition, which we love to run as it is. But the problem when you put Molly and Kaya out there is you get smaller defensively and rebounding. But the good thing when you put Molly and Kaya out there together is our break gets a lot faster. Kaya can really shoot it, and Molly can really break you down, and they're all ultra competitive. Molly's a winner. Molly went to Martinsville High School, which is one of the top 5 high schools in the state of Texas, played on the varsity for 4 years, won 2 state championships. Like, Molly is a winner. Kaya is a winner. Gracie's a winner. So putting those kids, 2 or 3 of them out there together, just makes our break faster, brings more competitiveness, more IQ, and so that helps. You know, the biggest thing is, again, none of those kids have experience. So until you get that experience, you don't know what you don't know, and you don't have what you haven't gotten. But that's why we try to play them as much as we have early on, so they can gain that experience and kind of fast forward, so they're ready for the postseason.
Absolutely, and you guys pushing ahead to this week now. You guys have another big week ahead of you. Howard Payne on Thursday, and then Sorrel State on Saturday. Now, very interesting because I went back to last year in the ASC tournament when you guys faced Howard Payne, and it was a gritty, grind out, drag out. It was
44-42 maybe.
It was 45-43, and it took actually a game-winning layup from Sidney Saxton to beat those guys. So obviously, they're kind of a team that's going to always kind of be in the middle of the pack as far as the ASC standings go. But just kind of talk about, has your team kind of, started to mentally prepare what type of team they'll be facing?
Yeah, well, as coaches we gave them Sunday and Monday off. The team took Sunday and Monday off just to be mentally fresh and get their legs and their body right. And school started yesterday, so today, Tuesday, is the first day that the girls will have a chance to start preparing for Howard Payne. But we'll practice and then watch film right afterwards and then get going. But Howard Payne has got enough talent to beat anybody. They've got some really talented, really athletic, really competitive kids. And so you have to be prepared for the way they play. They press you. They're gonna attack you. And so we're gonna have to be ready and locked in mentally. But at this point, for where we're at as a program, every single day, every possession, every day, every game matters because we're trying to win the regular season so we can host the tournament. So. And I sent this to the team on Saturday. There were 4 nationally ranked teams that got upset this weekend. 4. This time of year is hard. Everybody's in conference play. When you get in conference play, everything's a little harder. When we went to Arden-Simmons and lost, I was talking to some of our freshmen afterwards, and they were like, man, it was just a little different. It was tough. I'm like, that's what college athletics is. When you get in conference, it's tougher. So the moral of what I was saying about it is everybody's going to have losses. Everybody's going to have tough games. It doesn't matter if it's the bottom of your league or the top of your league. Everybody can win because they have college players. So our team has to be mature enough to lock in every single day and continue to improve and be ready to play your best because, we always feel like we're going to get everybody's best shot. And when we do, if we show up on a night where we just roll the balls out and think we're too good and we can win, we'll get our butts kicked. So right now it's all about respecting every opponent and going through our process of preparation and making sure we're doing it to the best of our ability so we have the best chance to win.
Absolutely, and we look forward to seeing you guys out there on the court once again. But before we wrap things up, switching gears to a different sport a little bit there. Last night was the national championship, Clemson and my LSU Tigers.
Louisiana you're the bandwagon now.
No, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana, so I have to go. I have to go with LSU.
Cajun or,
but definitely a big game, and you kind of watched it as well. So your thoughts on the big game last night?
2 amazing programs. I love Dabo Swinney. I love Trevor Lawrence. I love everything they stand for because they love people and love Jesus, and they're not afraid to talk about it. But Coach O is I don't know a whole lot about him, but I love his energy. He is infectious. He has a big personality. Happy for those guys. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Joe Burrow, just what he had to say in his Heisman season. I mean, that's a really cool story. Sounds like he's got a great family. But honestly, I'm an LSU fan as well. I mean, I always root for the Texas teams, but I love the fact that you had 2 quality programs going at it last night. I felt like LSU was probably the best team. But, man, you got to respect Clemson. I mean, just their winning streak, their coaches, they're winners. I don't know that they had the amount of talent LSU did, but they find a way to compete. And that was a great first half and 3 quarters,
Yes, sir.
So, but happy for LSU, happy for Louisiana. And just we need our Red Raiders or our Aggies or our Longhorns to get going. We need to bring that thing back to Texas at some point. So, hey, before we change, how about Kim Childress, Player of the Week?
Absolutely. I was actually one of the things that I did want to bring up about her matchups with UT Dallas. She seems to have her best game when Dallas comes to town. Looking at her past stats, she averaged about 18 coming into that Thursday night matchup. But it was definitely impressive to watch. And she's shooting threes now. What's going on?
Yeah. Everybody thinks they're three-point shooters. Kim thinks she is. Amanda thinks she is. Taylor's shooting threes now. It's like everybody thinks they're three-point shooters. But no, we really, really proud of Kim. She had a phenomenal week. And in that game at the Ozarks, we came out flat and yanked the starters out and gave them a tongue lashing and put her back in. And I mean, she played great, there, and she played great on Thursday against UT Dallas. So just really proud and happy for her.
Absolutely. And you guys can catch up with all things ETBU sports related at goetbtigers.com or follow us on social media at goetbtigers. Once again, Mark T. Robinson here with head women's basketball coach Rusty Rainbolt. You'll see their team in action on Thursday at 5:30 against Howard Payne and Saturday at 1 p.m. when they take on Sul Ross State. So thank you guys once again for supporting ETB Athletics. We'll be back with another coach. You'll see who it is just around the corner.